It's been almost a year since the last Kissing Booth film aired on Netflix, and fans are still asking Netflix to at least consider a continuation since we still don't know whether the protagonists ended up together. Thankfully, it seems as if the actors will once again reprise their roles in a film that will give a proper conclusion to the stories of their characters. With no further ado, here are the things you never thought you would see in the continuation. Justice for Marco. In August 2021, we said goodbye to another Netflix trilogy. Netflix ended the Kissing Booth trilogy with a rather confusing conclusion. Before we get into the complicated relationship between Elle and Noah, we first need to talk about Marco. Despite being yet another obstacle in the relationship between the fan-favorite couple, Marco is still one of the most loved characters in the entire franchise. After all, he's a good guy who did nothing wrong. He helped Elle with the Dance Dance Revolution competition. And even though he had an interest in helping her, as he was pretty into her, he is still way better than Noah. And we didn't enjoy the storyline where his heart got broken. We believe the potential continuation will try and give Marco a better future since Elle broke his heart in the last film. Seeing him with a loved one would be awesome. Don't you guys agree?
Hey, thank you so much again for today. It was amazing.
Of course. Anytime.
Answers to all of our questions. There are so many, right? The main reason Kissing Booth got 2 sequels was the major success of the first film, and now that the streaming giant considers the idea of a continuation, we need to go through every potential storyline that is expected to be featured in the next film. Most fans believe the trilogy deserved a better ending. After shipping the leading couple for 3 years, we deserve to at least know if they do end up together or not. Throughout the third film, Elle needs to make a life-changing decision. She has 2 options. Well, at least that's what we thought. She needs to decide whether to go to Harvard and be with her dreamy boyfriend, or stay true to a bucket list she made when she was much younger, and go to college with her best friend, who's going to Berkeley. And because of this, she spends her summer worrying about who not to disappoint. She eventually chooses Harvard, but this is where we see a storyline about how you should choose yourself. But before this storyline, she decided to make it up to Lee for not being able to go to college with him. So she promises they will complete their childhood bucket list. When everything seemed to be going pretty well, except for the fact that Elle was exhausted, Noah decided he and Elle should break up in order for her to follow her own dreams. She was, as expected, devastated, but she then realized this is a good thing and decided to apply for college at USC to major in game design. The 3 of them go in separate ways, as the trilogy implies the message that you first need to take care of yourself. Then the film fast-forwards 6 years. Elle has short hair and has graduated college. She's leading a pretty successful career and has a bike. She, of course, sees her ex after 6 years, and he tells her that she's been offered 2 jobs, one in Los Angeles and one in New York. The movie ends with him asking her if she's up for a motorcycle ride when he's back in town. Then she keeps smiling and looks at him. So, are they together? Well, we'll never know. Unless there's a Kissing Booth 4. But let's get into some theories, shall we?
We were talking about maybe going and getting...
They end up together. Instead of giving the protagonist a wedding and perhaps a child, the creators of the trilogy decided to give fans their own version of a conclusion. So, yeah, it's up to the viewer to decide whether our beloved couple ends up together. If there is a continuation, the creators will presumably continue right after the third film, with the couple giving their relationship another try. And once they find themselves in a stable relationship, they will be ready for a wedding, and of course, a family. The third film obviously wanted to show character development mostly in Elle and Noah, and now that they've focused on themselves for 6 years and learned what really matters when 2 people get into a relationship, their future is not so uncertain anymore. Before we continue, tell us what you think about the end of the Kissing Booth 3. Lee and Rachel's wedding. Lee and Rachel needed to go through a lot of struggles before they ended up together. But they're engaged? Honestly, once they revealed the good news, we were like, what? Their wedding was, without a doubt, something we all wanted to see in the last installment. They had quite a bit of drama, and seeing a scene where Lee proposes to Rachel would have been everything. Hopefully, we'll see a wedding between these two in the next installment. And by the way, we also hope to see more character development in Lee. Now that he's all grown up, we believe he won't behave the way he did in the third film, getting mad at Elle over nothing. Another kissing booth event. This event is practically how it all started for our dear characters in the trilogy. Seeing another film without yet another kissing booth event wouldn't make much sense if the title stays the same. Maybe Netflix will surprise us with another story with different protagonists other than Noah and Elle. These new characters could also start their romantic journey in a kissing booth event. That would be fun to watch. And it's a good alternative if Netflix decides not to do more of the kissing booth projects. What do you guys think?
This now.
Because that's what I should have done in the first place.
You were right. Shift.
Character development and grown-up conversations. The main reason Elle and Noah struggled in their relationship was because of poor communication. Yes, we know they were in their teen years and they still have to learn, but they were often toxic to each other simply because they didn't try to work on things that were obviously an issue. Instead of telling her boyfriend what bothers her, Elle talks to Lee and even Marco. If she told her boyfriend how she truly feels, they would have been in a better place for sure. Noah does the same thing, and he even admits it's difficult to talk to his girlfriend about some things that upset him, so he talks to Chloe instead. As we previously said, they were still pretty young, and first love is often known to be a bit confusing, but they seem to have no issue talking about their relationship problems with other people, and that's really annoying, don't you think so? This is exactly why Elle cheated on Noah with Marco. Instead of talking about their problems, they were constantly running from them. If there's a fourth installment, expect to see the couple having more grown-up conversations. What do you guys think was the biggest issue in their relationship?
Yeah, and we really haven't had any alone time together.
I think maybe it's more.
Different love interests. After seeing the end of the trilogy, our theory is that the couple will give their relationship another try, but we don't really believe they're going to last. You see, Elle and Noah are toxic to each other. Once they are together, they become pretty inconsiderate, and even though they love each other, they still bring out the worst in each other. If they want their relationship to last, they have to work on their constant fights, trust issues, double standards, and more. In the second movie, Elle was convinced Noah is cheating on her. Noah thought the same thing about his girlfriend. According to some fans, Noah is the problem of the relationship. His treatment of his girlfriend should not be glamorized, and Elle should continue her life without him. Even Jacob Elordi, the actor who plays Elle's dreamy boyfriend, agrees that fans should stop seeing his character as the perfect boyfriend, because according to him, he's not. He's actually far from perfect.
Next week. It's a really competitive program, so I probably won't even get in.
On a related note, what do you guys think of Noah? And of course, do you think he and Elle would have lasted? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed our video, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you'll never miss any of our videos in the future. As always, thanks for watching.